Es un loquito.
Welcome back to our channel, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about our first year as parents, everything that we've been through, the ups and the downs, and how Sebi's development has really thrown a curveball every single time he's learned a new skill.
This year it has been hard because we were inexperienced parents. Now we have improved that it's what you want, but it has been something really challenging. I remember that at the beginning we used to overpack when we used to go out with a diaper bag. We used to take like 100 diapers. But now we have improved because now we just take what we need. So I think like 10 diapers maybe.
Yeah, we have 10 diapers in the car,
Yeah,
and we take one into the store.
Yeah, we were a little crazy.
And the bottles.
The bottles?
We would
go
we
out
with like 8 bottles.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know, at the beginning it was weird because sometimes he wanted to drink a little milk, then after a few hours he wanted a little more, so if we went out for a long time, we needed a lot of bottles.
Yeah, we ended up coming home with, 4 clean bottles half the time.
Yeah, we were a little crazy, but
when he started crawling out of his playpen, Maite was always scared of him getting dirty. He had to stay in the playpen because we have a dog and 2 cats now, so the floors were sometimes not the cleanest, and she would have a meltdown if he got any dirt on him, Now he's out of the playpen 100% of the time, crawling around, walking, picking things up and trying to eat them constantly, so.
Eating the dog's hair, sometimes he does that. It's like, I don't know why. Sometimes he doesn't want his food, but he wants to eat the hair. He likes the human hair, he likes the animal's hair, I don't understand.
Yeah, he'll walk around with a little tuft of hair coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, now I think that it's something that we just can avoid. It's just part of being a baby.
Yeah, you just gotta chase him around.
Yeah.
Sebi took his first steps. I was in the playpen on my phone looking at something up for Maite, and he stood up and took a couple steps towards me.
It's like we didn't see that clearly because in that moment we were talking, but we knew that he was walking. Mm-hmm. He was trying.
Completely unassisted.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very big milestone because I knew what was coming next.
For me, the most emotional moment was when Sebi said "mama" for the first time. At the beginning, he used to say that just when he was crying. He was 5 months old, so I was surprised. He used to say "mama." It was super funny. But then he started to saying that all the time, no?
Hmm?
No.
Yeah, he always, when he's upset, "Mama" is the first thing that comes out.
Yeah, it's super funny. And he said "papa" after "mama." His second word was "papa."
It melted my heart when he said that, honestly.
Alexis started screaming in that moment. Oh, he said "papa."
I was jumping around happy. I was ecstatic.
But it was funny because those were his first 2 words that they were in Spanish.
Yeah.
But now he doesn't say "papa." Well, maybe sometimes, no?
But just dad, 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 dad.
Yeah, dad, dad, dad. He's so cute.
I really didn't think I was gonna care all too much about, the child, and before having a child, you don't know what to expect, but having your own creature that you are seeing develop through the stages and say these special things, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's your own child saying these things, it melts your heart and really feels so wholesome. Something else that we didn't expect was how quickly Sebi's development would keep us on our toes. We figured out how to manage his current state. He would learn a new skill, and then we'd have to throw away the playbook and start from scratch.
Yeah, first it was crawling. Crawling was a big step. And then when he started walking, that it's really challenging.
Yeah, we went from just watching him in the playpen to now chasing him around the entire house.
And yeah, chasing the cats, the dog. And sometimes you think that you have the house baby proof, but no, you're never gonna have the whole house baby proof.
That's way too true.
Mhm.
They will find every single little thing that can kill them and they will try to eat it or stick it in their mouth.
Yeah, it's like you just need to keep your baby alive. In the beginning, the hardest part for me was the feeding because I was struggling with my milk supply. I tried everything. We went to a lactation consultant. I also tried many vitamins, but that didn't work. It's like my supply was almost the same, so it's when we started giving him formula and he was drinking formula, my milk. We thought that would be the hardest part, but then we realized that it wasn't. When he started eating real food, at the beginning he didn't want to eat, or he started throwing the food too. And it all was a mess.
Getting anything into his mouth was a challenge then. There was a time that we had my aunt feeding him. She was watching him for a few hours and somehow she told me he ate his entire meal, which I did not believe.
We couldn't believe that.
No.
Yeah.
We usually limit screen time with Sebastian, but in moments of desperation, we'll take the phone, put some TV show on in front of him,
Yeah.
take his brain out, and then he'll just eat happily.
Yeah, that was like that for 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah, but now he's eating good again, so.
Yeah, he's got an appetite.
So we don't need to use another resources to make him eat. And I think that is something normal. When babies turn 1, I was reading that sometimes it's like they slow down.
Yeah, their metabolism slows a little bit. We also used to think that he was so very fragile. When we first brought him home, of course he was just a newborn baby. You know, you're scared to do anything with them. But as he grew up and he started moving around on his own, once he was walking, he'd take a tumble and hit his head or whatever. And we used to get really worried about that, but now it's just, you know, he's a boy.
I know that he's gonna do other crazier stuff.
It's only gonna get worse from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no point in stressing over the little bumps and bruises.
I think that this year we have learned so much, and at the beginning maybe we thought that it was harder the first 3 months, but no. We have realized that now it's harder, that he's more mobile.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you can stop him or you can watch him 100% of the time.
It used to be that, you know, he was immobile. We had to feed him, and that was really it, and change him. But now, every single moment of the day, he is trying to do his own thing. And if we're trying to even cook breakfast and he's walking around, we have to make sure he's not eating stuff, that he's not, you know, harassing the cats too much.
And the cats are really patient with him because sometimes he hears them really bad. I was really surprised because Misu, the oldest cat that we had, she doesn't like when you pet her so much. But with Sevi, it's like, I don't know how she can handle him.
She knows to be patient.
Yeah.
Back when he was under 3 months old, our biggest worries were feeding schedule and tummy time. But as he grew, we had to learn how to balance all the different things that are going on between parenting, work schedule, and now preparing for baby number 2.
Yes. And also our relationship, because before it was just the 2 of us. We had a lot of time together, we can do a lot of activities. We could do a lot of activities, but now it's harder. It's like sometimes we need to wait when Seb is napping or at night when he's sleeping. It's hard. The first year, I think that just for that is I think that it's a hard moment with your
it's
partner.
It's finding time for each other as a couple, where for the whole time your focus has been on keeping this baby alive.
Yes. And I think that's something that make it harder too. It's because we don't have like family that can take care for Sebi. Sometimes Alex dad take care for Sebi, but it's not always that.
Yeah.
He usually doesn't want to do that now because Sebi is really little, so he gets worried.
Yeah.
And he can prefer to wait a little more.
Now at least my dad's holding him, you know, hanging out with him for maybe up to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're making steps there too.
But in the past, when we had to go out, we wanted to go out for a date. Something that we did was hire a nanny. And the nanny was with Sebi. She was the one who fed him, who was playing with him, but his dad was there. He was there all the time.
That was scary to have a stranger watching our child for the first time, but it did comfort us knowing that somebody responsible was at least watching.
Yeah, it's somebody that we found that she has really good reference, so that was good for us. Now we are excited for baby number 2, and also we want to know how it's gonna be Sebi with this little baby, because some kids they are a little jealous, or maybe he's gonna be super happy. And we know that he's still very little and maybe he's not going to understand everything, but we just want that he feels love, that he doesn't feel like, oh no, there is a new baby and now my parents, they don't pay me attention anymore.
If you're a parent or about to become one, we'd love to hear your experience. What's been your biggest joy or challenge so far? Thanks for watching and being a part of our journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us for more updates on our growing family.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.